Hello everybody, this is our last class for module 3. So today let us discuss about budget. So as the name indicates, all of you know what is a budget. This is a very familiar term for all of us. So what is the need of this budget in construction industry? That is what we are going to discuss today. What is a budget? A budget is a quantitative statement for a defined period of time which may include planned revenues, expenses, assets, liabilities and cash flows. A budget provides a focus for the organizations, aids in the coordination of activities and facilitates control. So how this budget suit our construction industry? So when we start a construction project, we have to plan our revenues. From where our revenue comes? Is our revenue enough for the successful completion of the planned project? Then what about the expenses? How much expenses will happen? What are our assets, the liabilities, etc. So in such a way, budget is very helpful. Budget is very essential while planning, in the planning stage itself for the construction project. Need for a budget. So budget is needed to provide definite targets for income and expenditure of the construction unit, both for the income as well as for the expenditure. To coordinate the activities of different functional heads. See, we have different functions, we have different works in a construction project. So we need to, in order to have a successful completion of the project, all the functions, all the functional heads should be cooperated. It should be coordinated. So that is another need for budget. So you have to coordinate the cash. You have to coordinate the money required for different functional heads. In order to provide useful tool to control the costs, then to improve the financial planning and decision making. To identify controllable and uncontrollable cost area. See, when our expense is not as per our schedule, then you can analyze, you can identify what are the controllable cost areas, which areas, which material, which resource can be controlled, and which resources or which works are uncontrollable. So in order to identify the controllable and uncontrollable cost area, you need this budget. Now, what is the importance of this budget? In order to planning the future course of action, coordinating and coordination of various departments, as we saw earlier, that is different coordination of different function heads, serves as a guide of action, helps in decision making, tool for communication, provides feedback and identify the problem area. Advantages of budgeting. What are the advantages of budgeting? So basis for internal audit, since regularly evaluating departmental results. So only if you have a proper budget schedule, there will be, and that will be the basis for internal auditing. And from internal auditing, from the past experience, from the previous audits, you can do a regular evaluating of your projects. Then wastages and losses are avoided and thus maximum efficiency is attained. Management plans ahead to achieve long-term goals. In order to achieve the long-term goals, you have to manage your plans as per the schedule, as per the budget scheduled. Increased communication and coordination in the firm. Motivated workforce because of their participation in setting of budget and identification of areas of efficiency and inefficiency. See, like controllable area and uncontrollable area, Here you have areas of efficiency and inefficiency. See, when we spend the money, that money should be spent in an effective manner. So in order to analyze the efficiency and inefficiency areas, this budgeting will help you. It acts as a yardstick for comparing actual performance, establishes divisional and departmental responsibility, helps in identification of people responsible for deviation from budget. Managements with well-ordered budget plan receive greater favor from credit agencies. Now, what are the limitations of budget? Based on estimates, total accuracy is not certain. So, see, as we have discussed in our earlier classes, there are a lot of uncertainties in the construction industry. So, the total accuracy, the exact accuracy cannot be attained while planning the budget. It tends to be misleading in due course of time due to changes in market, technology, etc. And long-term budgets suffer from inflexibility since managers would have to operate within the set limits. See, sometimes when our construction project lasts for some 5 years, for some years, what happens as day by day for 3 months once or 6 months once, the material cost, the labor costs, everything is increasing day by day. So what happens? You cannot exactly fix the long-term budget. So that is why we call it as inflexibility. So long-term budgets always suffer inflexibility. Now let us see the classification of budgets. So the budgets are classified according to time, according to function and according to flexibility. So according to time, the budgets is classified as long-term budget and short-term budget. Based on the function, budgets are classified as sales budget, production budget, cost of production budget, research and development budget, cash budget and master budget. And according to the flexibility, budgets are classified as fixed budget and flexible budget. Now, the classification of budget according to time. So, budget can be classified into short-term budget and long-term budget. So, when we discuss about short-term budget, it may cover the periods of 3 to 12 months depending upon the nature of business. So, maximum 1 month. Okay, we know our budgets, right? Our governmental budgets is submitted for every year. It's proposed for every year. So, short duration means 3 months to 1 year. It should be long enough to allow completion of a section of a season or all aspects of a business. The period should coincide with the financial accounting period to facilitate evaluation of performance. Okay, so the financial accounting period and the period of our budget should go side by side. An example for this short-term budget is a budget allocated to manufacturing of lots for spring-summer season, fashion retailing, etc. These are short-term budgets. There is no need of planning for a long-term budget. Now, coming to long-term budget, a systematic and formalized process for directing and controlling the operations for a period extending beyond 1 year. So, if the period goes beyond 12 months, we go for long-term budgeting. It evaluates future implications associated with present decisions. Market trends, change in demographies, national income, etc. play important role in preparing long-term budget. And it provides useful in forecasting and evaluation of an organization over a period of time. Example is a father planning money requirement for his child's future. So he may plan for minimum at least 10-15 years, right? So that becomes your long-term budget. So in construction industry depends upon our project. If the project can be completed with less than 1 year, then you can go for short-term budget. If your project duration is more than 1 year, you have to go for long-term budget. And when you go for long-term budget, you should be very careful about the national income, demographies, etc. Now, classification of budget according to function. So, first one is sales budget. So, it depends on sales. So, the most important budget, all other budgets are contingent upon. Production budget, selling and distribution, etc. are affected by sales budget. Okay, so if the sales budget is not in a proper manner, it will affect your production as well as your selling distribution. So see here, based upon the function, here it is classified into 1 year is classified into 4 quarter years. Okay, so sales per unit. So per unit, what can be the sales for the first quarter year, second quarter year, third quarter year and fourth quarter year. And finally, the addition of all these things, that is yearly, and price per unit. Now, developing a sales budget requires forecasting the future sales, which depends upon 3 main features or factors. That is information concerning past performance, information about present condition within the industry and sales territory, and data concerning the industry and general business condition. So the next classification of budget according to function is production budget. So production budget is stated in physical units. It specifies the number of units of each product that must be produced to satisfy the sales forecast. So this is equal to, that is, unit to produce will be equal to budgeted sales plus desired closing inventory of finished goods minus beginning inventory of finished goods. So for example is given here. If the budgeted sale is 70,000, the desired closing finished goods inventory is nothing but stocks. Stock is 20,000. So beginning finished good inventory is 40,000. See, finished goods inventory means that has already been sold. So units to be produced will be equal to 70,000 plus 20,000 minus 40,000. Because this 40,000 is already sold. So you will have only 20,000 in your inventory, in your stock. So how much you have to produce? 50,000. Okay. Next classification of budget according to function is production cost budget. So production cost budget summarizes the materials budget, labor budget and the factory overhead budget. It is made up of materials, labor and factory overhead. So materials budget is called direct materials budget. So here, as the name indicates, this direct material budget specifies the cost of direct materials used and cost of the direct materials purchased. And this helps in developing the purchasing and delivery schedule, helps to meet the production targets. Now, labor budget, that is also direct budget. So direct labor budget, see, these both are direct costs. We know the costs in construction industry will be direct cost as well as indirect cost. So this cost spent on the resources are always direct cost. So cost spent on materials, men, machinery are direct cost. Now direct labor budget, it estimates the labor in number and grades to enable production budget to be achieved. And it must disclose the grade of labor along with wages at the period of training also. Now the next is factory overhead budget, that is indirect cost. Overhead means that comes under indirect cost. So prepared on the basis of chart of accounts which reflects different expense accounts and details of cost center or departments. Next budget is for research and development budget, and here research and development is a tool for planning and controlling the research and development cost. Helps in coordination with companies' other plans and projects. Helps allocation of funds for research and development by coordinating companies' immediate and long-term plans. Helps in planning staff and equipment requirements for research and development. And so why this R&D is needed for construction industry? See, we know the big industries like L&T and many other big concerns, big construction companies, they will have a separate wing called a research and development wing, because they will have a lot of great projects in their hands, and for the future projects they need to implement the latest technologies, the new technologies. So they will be taking new projects, and all these new projects has to be tested before they start the project. So there is a need for research and development. Next is cash budget. So this contains the details of cash inflows and cash outflows for a specific period or for a long period. And this cash budget indicates the effect on cash positions of seasonal requirements, unusual receipts and slowness in collecting receivables. Indicates the availability of cash. So this will tell you how much cash has come, how much cash has gone. So input, output, and how much cash is in hand, etc. So this cash budget shows the availability of excess funds for short-term investments, helps in planning bond redemptions, income tax installments, and payments to employees. So when in a construction project, a lot of manpower is required. So the payments to employees, how much salary is provided, the settling the income taxes, etc. All these comes under cash budget. So this period of cash budget, it based on operational, short range and long range. So based on operational means that can be prepared monthly, weekly or daily. Short range means they are prepared yearly once, that is annually, and is in correspondence with annual profit plan. Long range means it does not disclose the detailed estimates of revenue and expenses, and it is prepared according to the time of the capital expenditure project, the time of long range profit plan. Okay. Next is classification of budget according to function. The next classification is master budget. So master budget is the summary of all the budgets, summary of the total budget package for a business firm, and it can be called end product of the budget making process. So the end summary of all the budgets, that is the total budget, you call it as master budget. So it reveals the top management goals of revenues, expenses, net income, cash inflows and financial positions. Takes the macro view of business and coordinates with production, raw materials, manpower and other resources with production targets. It cuts across divisional boundaries to coordinate firms' diverse activities. The operating budgets constitute the building block used to complete the master budget. Classification. Next classification of budget is fixed budget. So what is the need for this fixed budget? It is designed to remain unchanged irrespective to the level of the activity actually attained. And this is based on the single level of activity. And it compares the data from actual operations with a single level of activity reflected in the budget. It compares, that is, the fixed budget compares data from actual operations with single level of activity reflected in budget. And fixed budget is good for performance measurements if output can be estimated within close limits. Next is flexible budget. So flexible budget is prepared for a range for more than one level of activity. And it is a set of alternate budgets to different levels of activity. Flexible budget is prepared considering that a business is dynamic, ever changing and never static. Important features of a flexibility budget are: it covers a range of activity, it is easy to change with the variation in production levels, it facilitates performance measurements and evaluation. Advantages of flexible budgeting can be accurate budgeting, coordination and control tool. Now the functions of budgeting. So functions of budgeting can be classified into 4 heads, that is planning, coordination, communication, control and performance evaluation. So budget planning has to be done to ensure efficient and maximum use of scarce resources. Budget incorporates expected performance and present managerial targets. Target guides business operations, help in overcoming problems and analyzing the future, influences the formulation of all business strategies and subsequently assists business managers in executing such strategies. The second is coordination. So coordination means the existence of a well-laid plan, thereby forcing executives to think of the relationships among individual operations and company. Okay, so there should be a coordination among all level of men who are involved in the project. Budgets broaden individual thinking by helping to remove unconscious biases on the part of engineers, sales and production officers. They help to search out weaknesses in the organizational structure by isolating problems of communication, fixed responsibility and of working relationships. So next is the communication. Budgets inform each other of what others are agreed to. Thank you. So today we saw about budget. This is the last class for our third module. From the next class we will be starting the fourth module. Thank you.